Huh?
Community. Welcome to day 31 of our Amy series here at Crypto Clash. So today, as always, is a very important session because we'll be walking you guys through our journey so far, starting with awakening, what has already been shipped and what we learned, and then we take a look at the incarnation, which is our final phase before mainnet. So this Amy would all be about showing progress, of course, not promises, and it's all about enlightening you guys to cover several points, how the network has evolved, what is now in place, and how everything we've built is converging towards mainnet readiness. So as always, we're going to be joined by our CEO, Nick, who's going to be answering some important questions in regards to our topic for today. So hi, Nick. Welcome back to Crypto Clash.
Thanks, Kate, and thank you so much for having me. One thing I just also wanted to say before we get into it, and obviously, all right, welcome to everybody. Great to see everybody here again. Um, we have updated, Caitlin, the claim process, and I just wanted to clear that up with everybody. We had a lot of discussion with the team internally over the course of today, and we're actually going to update it so that it is just an airdrop. I think what we really wanted to make sure is that it's actually simple for everybody in the community. So I'm going to state live on the AMA that we actually are not going to go through the claim process. It's going to be a straightforward airdrop on the 11th. So we just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that. There was a lot of backwards and forwards discussion internally after that decision was made. We did get quite a lot of feedback from the community, so we've taken that into consideration so that it will be a straightforward airdrop, Caitlin. So I just want the community to know that we've moved away from the claim process, will be a straightforward airdrop on the TGE event. So still governed by the smart contracting in terms of the vesting schedule, but just to clear up any confusion that there may or may not be, it will be a straight airdrop. So the individuals don't need to worry about, the community doesn't need to worry about the claim process. It will be a straightforward airdrop. I think in fairness,
60-day AMA series brought to you by Crypto Clash.
Okay, so we are going.
Series brought to you by Crypto Clash.
Okay, so
Over
we
the
are
next
going
60 days,
live again
Nick
now.
Vandenberg, CEO of BlockTag, will take you behind the scenes,
Start all over.
revealing how the technology
Okay.
works,
Okay.
what
Yeah.
the team is building,
Yeah.
Again, start.
and how the community
We're
shapes
live.
the project every step of the
no
way.
problem at all. Hi,
These
everybody.
sessions are about
Welcome
clarity.
back. Seems that square was down. So no problem at all. All right, welcome everybody. Great to see the community here again. Big announcement from me today, just to simplify the process around the claim and the airdrop process. We've had some internal discussion today, and the decision was made to a straightforward airdrop to everybody. So a double verify on the claim process is not going to be necessary. We just felt some feedback from the community through various channels was that there was some confusion around the process of claiming versus receiving an airdrop. It's still governed, Caitlin, by the vesting contract. So, I mean, the process really is mute. Other than we're going to airdrop to everybody on the TGE event. However, it will still be governed by the vesting contract with regards to the various allocations. So insofar as an update there, I know that everyone's been talking about wallets and functionality versus updating their wallets to accept the BDAG tokens on TGE. We are going to be airdropping to everybody. Noted though that we are Ethereum compatible, so it is your Ethereum address, which is standard across all Ethereum compatible chains. The key to note is that we will be airdropping every allocation to everybody governed by the vesting contract. So that will still be in effect. The other part, Caitlin, is that I updated the support team today with the Wallet Connect list. So for everybody that's asking about, wallets, Wallet Connect, wallets that are self-custodial, which wallet to use. Obviously, it's the wallet that you've used previously to make your purchases. There's an explanation that will go out through the support team as well as the moderators, centered around more communication with wallets. You and I obviously tested adding the mainnet to testnet to our wallets previously through Trust and through MetaMask. That obviously allowed us to then send test BDAGs across the network to each other. We verified that through the Block Explorer. So there's some updated communication to individuals using wallets such as Best or Phantom, etc., etc. So that has been communicated to the moderators. So today is an important one. We're going to be talking through our testnet journey. Obviously, a lot of questions pertaining to the readiness of the team, and just want to reassure everybody that we're ready. Obviously, having shipped Awakening, we've learned, and we know we're not.
Just a simple mere testnet, but I believe it's the final proving ground before mainnet. So, Nick, can you walk us through what incarnation actually is and when does it launch?
Great question, and I think just to clear this up once and for all, Incarnation is the last testnet, which then merges into mainnet pretty much seamlessly. So from
انا هذه مخدر
next week,
وين بضاعتي
Incarnation
مخدتي
launches,
وين
and then
اعطيني صفقات زود
just before the 11th, we then have mainnet. So I mean, it's pretty much one and the same. It's our production dress rehearsal, and I think that's obviously going to clear up a lot of misunderstandings. It's our dress rehearsal, full load, real conditions, real usage. So what makes it different? Complete DeFi stack, NFTs indexing, incentivized testing, and this is the direct path to mainnet. So just want to, regardless of the naming conventions, it's mainnet, yeah. And I think that's the most important thing to get across today.
Thank you so much, Nick, for that clarification. Now let's touch on the real systems under real conditions. So, Nick, we're also just very curious right now that we're heading towards mainnet. So what DeFi will be live on mainnet?
So, we're providing a full working DeFi environment, DEX, AMM swaps, lending, borrowing, liquidity pools with yield. We spoke about our staking contract. We've integrated miner staking, which is going to be integrated into the DeFi, DIA Oracle for pricing, randomness, and it's all optimized for BlockDAG's throughput and cost structure. So there's going to be an immense amount of functionality. And the roadmap is jam-packed. Actually, look out for the roadmap update today. In our communication, I put forward 18 months worth of roadmap centered around mainnet and post-mainnet. And as you heard from Jeremy the other day, there is, I guess, a wealth of de-applications that we're going to be pushing out into the market now that we have an active mainnet.
Got that, Nick. Thank you very much. Now, one thing you've mentioned there has been really caught our attention, the DIA Oracle. And I think this is the point where we talk about data. So, Nick, since, building up from that answer you provided, why is the DIA Oracle integration important?
For those that don't know, it's important because it gives us reliable real-time pricing feeds. Number one, verifiable randomness, transparent on-chain data, and it gives us multi-source aggregation. So, it really provides the core functionality from that perspective, and it's integral into providing a whole wealth of services. So it's quite an important component of being a layer one solution. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Nick, for that. Now, of course, Nick, we know that no system is like production ready without the real stress testing, right? And I believe this is where the community plays a key role. So, Nick, for those who doesn't know, can you give us an idea what is incentivized testing?
Well, for us, the goal is really simple. It's around stress testing everything together. And I mean, we've spoken about this. I know that Marcus within our team heading up the academy has started to reach out to the developer community. Zelf has also offered to help us utilizing their engineering team, as well as obviously our own internal testers. So for us, it really helps us with completing certain test scenarios. Jeremy spoke about game days that we have within our team every single Friday, which we're already conducting. It helps us report bugs. It helps us build out some of the DApp functionality. It creates guides and content. It also means that we get to document everything. So, you're going back to your early question pertaining to documentation, academy learning. What is it in for the developers? What can they look forward to? And this certainly helps us do so. It gears us up for our Holborn and Certec audits. That process has started, which is fantastic. I signed all the deals today, actually. So yeah, that process has started. So it gives us the opportunity to stress test everything. That's the most important thing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nick. And guys, once again, the details, please, watch out for more updates regarding this as we move closer to mainnet. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nick. Now, Nick, as always, there's so many questions surrounding this topic, and this is about mining and security. This is the most asked question all throughout the 31 days within an AMA. So, Nick, what is the status of mining? Can we get some updates?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not changing my tune on this, and this is the reality, and these are facts. Our miners are in production. Said this all along. The entire architecture for BlockTag has been built around mining validation consensus. It is live. It's been proven, and even all the questions pertaining to the mining devices have been witness to the fact that the number of individuals have received X10, X100s. You've seen that on multiple occasions with regards to both internal and external verification of the fact that mining is proven. We've implemented mining staking. There has been confirmation on the higher throughput. It's not just about rewards. It's around our decentralization and our security. It's the core functionality of our entire chain offering. And, I just want to, support the community in that this is something that is key to the success of our blockchain layer one solution, and it has been treated as such. The deliveries will be taking place. It will then obviously come down to distribution. The distribution will then be effective across the board, and individuals that have purchased miners will get the opportunity to connect to pools, if not run their own pools and mine effectively. And I'm not gaslighting here. And I think this is the key, is that our miners are in production. We are going to be delivering through our distributors on a global scale, and every individual will receive their X30 and X100. They are core to the decentralized nature of our chain. Everything that we built, our chain centers around mining. I can't stress that enough. And it is around our decentralizing security. It's around consensus. It's around managing the very structure of our business, which is our DAG structure, and facilitating what is the future of the block DAG ecosystem. Our mining rewards from a tokenomic perspective are in excess of 50% of the allocation. So we have prioritized, the mining community as a whole. I'm in contact with a number of individuals that are looking to set up extensive mining pools as part and parcel of this rollout. And, without going into too much detail, but I mean, their commitment is, in excess of 300 to 2,000 miners that they're looking to acquire over the course of the next 6 months. So, not only are the individual miners going to be distributed in time to the community, but there's also some extensive interest in setting up what essentially are going to be global mining pools using the technology we're providing. So, big part of the community, an exciting part of the community, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be driving this ecosystem for the future.
Got that, Nick. Thank you very much for those updates in regards to the mining. But since we're already in the mining topic, of course, just for our new listeners, maybe to recap some things to them, how does the miners taking work? I mean, in the most simplest terms.
Yeah, so this was actually one of the things Jeremy and I came up with, which was actually to add additional value, not only to the community from a staking reward perspective, and we've spoken about this, adding staking rewards to the core chain offering. If I may, if I can, I know we've got some time, so I just felt I'd spend some time on this because it's a key utility driver for BlockTag from a staking perspective. But it also does one thing now, that allowing for the miners also to be able to earn through staking rewards. It certainly strengthens security. It aligns with the incentives, so it aligns incentives. It adds extra rewards, so it's also adding extra rewards to the miners. And it also makes the tax economically rational, So it's a hybrid model that balances the proven proof of work security with long-term economic alignment. And I think the way that Jeremy and the team have aligned and created the staking contract bodes well for the future in terms of utility rewards. Not only are we also going to see this as a BlockTag incentive from a reward perspective for the community and utility, but Caitlin, we also spoke about this, any de-application development, any grant program reciprocant that then is going to build utility through products and services utilizing our core infrastructure, being our layer one solution, and then also utilize the contract for rewards, which I think is quite nice. So not only, Caitlin, would you potentially in the future be earning BDAG through staking, you could then also potentially earn, T rewards or bone rewards, depending on, sorry, I'm not trying to be facetious, but I'm just trying to say the extent of it is actually universal in that you could have stacked rewards through a staking contract. Not only are you individually rewarding staking for the individuals, but actually also the miners, again, key to this ecosystem. So, yeah, we looked at it from that perspective, which is one for sustainability and one for offering utility from the beginning. As stated again, we've also moved into a situation whereby we're changing the claim process to an automatic airdrop, which is governed by the vesting contract. Again, it's going to be simplistic in the way that we deliver the value to the community. And then further to that, they're going to be able to trade on the 16th across various exchanges. And that's not a maybe. That is happening.
Well, thank you. That sounds really exciting. So, guys, once again, mark your calendars for the 16th of February to, of course, witness this exchange of listings that BDAG is going to be in. So, thank you once again, Nick, for that. Now, I believe it's time for some recognition to our strong builders out there, which really showcase their talent on the build-a-thon. So, Nick, is there any build-a-thon highlights that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think, excuse me, I think that, we did say that we would obviously highlight the various build-a-thons, hackathons over time, and I know we're going to still do so. I know that there was various talent that was, on display across the board. We saw a lot of diversity across the hackathons, build-a-thons. We had, privacy workflows. We had Patriot Pledge NFTs. We had core SDK tooling. We had various other development take place over the course of the last 6 months. And Caitlin, that's going to be a showcase of one of the AMAs during the course of the coming weeks. Obviously, as you know, I don't know if it's 31 days is actually then into the next phase, because obviously we're 1 day over 30, so we're in the new phase, and it's going to be about highlighting and showcasing all the various components that took place over the last year. And certainly the Build-a-thon highlights will be one of them.
Got that. Thank you very much, Nick, for that. Now, everything that we discussed today, Nick, would ultimately point us to the one goal, which is the main net. So, Nick, what's the path to main net?
Thank you for that question. I mean, I think it's very straightforward. It's for ecosystem testing. We're incentivizing participation through the developer community, final performance and security validation through Certec and Hellborn. And then, mainnet is around production launch, TGE, the 11th. Staking goes live, and then exchanges go live on the 16th. That's happening. There's no delays, ifs or buts about it, and that's the path. So it's around full ecosystem testing at the moment, incentivized participation through developers, final performance, security validation, Hellborn, Certec. Audits will then be provided on dashboard and on the website, and then production launch, token activation, allocation, TGE 11th. Airdrop, like we discussed now, to make it seamless. Staking then goes live, and exchanges on the 16th, where users are able to extract value.
Thank you, Nick. I think now everyone can follow, of course, the path of journey towards mainnet. Now, Nick, just one last question before we wrap up today's AMA. Just to end things up in our AMA, what are the major milestones that you guys have completed? Let's just, give a quick summary for our audience.
No problem at all. I think, thank you for that question. I mean, initially we launched our primordial testnet. We learned from that incarnation into what we needed to add from an account abstraction perspective. Runtime upgradability was a big one, so that's gearing us up for our launch. The ASIC mining, so adding ASIC mining to the chain, so it wasn't done through code. Miner staking rewards, the ecosystem foundation, our staking reward contract. So all of this has already been put in place, and you've heard from Jeremy previously. I mean, I've updated the roadmap today. It's going to go live on the site and through communication. A plethora of protocols. I think we've been testing Mercury. We've been testing various other protocols on our dev environment that's going to be loaded onto mainnet over the course of the next 18 months. So there's some massively exciting upgrades that can roll out seamlessly because we've been testing them now for some time. And not to mention, Caitlin, as discussed, the launch of our X1 cold wallet integrated wallet solution. So that's going to be a massive component in terms of utility. And these are all going to be big milestones for the future, but they also have already culminated in a lot of completed milestones internally and externally.
Thank you so much, Nick, for that quick summary. It's very impressive to hear all of these milestones already been achieved by BlockDAG, and I think it really proved that we are really getting closer and closer to that, to that main goal, which is towards the mainnet. So thank you, Nick, for answering all of the questions we've got for today's AMA. But before we close, Nick, I'll hand the microphone over to you for some closing remarks for our audience. Over to you, Nick.
No, thank you very much. As we know, it's the end of January, and February is fast approaching. I think I've highlighted today where we're at. And again, Kate, in the last 31 days have been about reinforcing the readiness in terms of the key components here. And the key components to me and the community should be the following. Launch of mainnet, along with TGE event on the 11th of February, the airdrop, which will then deliver seamlessly the token value to the community and the ecosystem. Further to that, the exchange listings on the 16th, and then the roadmap for the future around the development of our ecosystem. So it's going to be around setting up for the future. Our team will be rolling out, based on the roadmap, various protocols that will provide more and more utility. We start off with obviously mining rewards, staking rewards, mining and staking rewards for the community. We then move into very rapid development and rollout of various protocols, as we've spoken about, lending protocols and the like, that will add a lot more utility and value to the community. And then, have a much more focused, streamlined approach under the Academy pillar for hackathons, a grant program, as well as, other developer outreach. And then the exciting part for when I can start to have some fun as the CEO, which is then to look at ecosystem adoption through traditional finance options, through business around our partners, and also further to that within brands and other ecosystems. I cannot wait. Having a fully live product in market will then certainly allow us to expand at a global scale. So this is the project for 2026. We have 151,000 token holders. I keep on stressing that. And there's going to be immense value that's going to be created over the course of not only the next 3 months, but the next 18 plus 3 to 5 years. And I cannot wait for that moment. It's going to be career defining. That we then deliver on everything that we have said we would do so. And it's going to happen, and it's going to translate into value. I think that's the most important takeaway for today. I'm not gonna sit on my laurels. Going to ensure that we deliver and continue to deliver, and the value's there for the community. I think I want to stress that. It's like all this negativity centered around meaningless engagement. We're building something that includes the community, for a wider ecosystem play. And, mainnet, TGE, and our listings is the start of that. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're here to deliver.
Thank you very much, Nick, for that message to the community. And that brings us to the end of today's incarnation update. So guys, what we all heard tonight wasn't about the ideas or future possibilities, right? It's actually about where the network actually stands right now. Nick gave us the updates that we needed. You know, the test nets, they weren't milestones for announcements. They were like checkpoints for validation. And each of this phase, guys, we walked through the whole journey, right? And we've seen that each phase pushed the system harder. It surfaced real feedback and it shaped what's coming next. So, guys, the work from here is, I think it's all about pressure, participation, and proof. And I love how we, as a community, guys, we play a direct role in it. So if you want to be involved, this is the moment to step in. There's testing, building, mining, contributing. All of this matters now, guys, because what happens in this phase where Black Tag is